Today we're talking 15 things to declutter that you won't miss at all before the new year. And this is a list of that you can pick and choose from and say, hey, these are some items I can declutter, or that may trigger you to be like, oh, I could declutter this, or oh, this is something I need to declutter in my house. So today I'm giving you 15 things to declutter in the new year that you're not going to miss. Now, I will say before we get into the list of don't start any decluttering project that you're not going to finish. So if you are wanting to declutter your closet or one of the other things that we're going to talk about, don't be like 30 minutes. All right, I have 30 minutes to do this task, but in reality, it's going to take me an hour. I honestly wouldn't do it because you don't want to start a project, have it just be a mess, because we all know that sometimes when you declutter, sometimes it's more messy in the process than in total. So you don't want to start a project that you're not going to be able to finish in that time slot. So pick a project that you can do in the allotted time that you have to make it so it's not overwhelming and to make sure that you don't leave the house more of a mess than when you started the project. Another tip is if you're decluttering a big space like a closet or something, a whole room, bring everything out to a separate room. Pull everything out of the closet rather than just going through your closet and hanger by hanger. No, this can stay, this can stay. If you take everything out of the closet and then you only put back what you love, that's really going to help make the process go a lot smoother, and you're really going to have to make that decision of, do I love this, do I not? And you're really going to make sure that the project gets completed in full rather than just kind of swiping through your hangers, because I know I've been so guilty of this, like I'm going to declutter today, and then I pull out like 3 shirts that I'm decluttering. Whereas if I took everything out, probably like 50% of it would go. And it's a really great way to just make sure that you're taking the room in full rather than just organizing a little bit, but really doing a deep declutter. First thing to declutter is your phone apps and subscriptions. I know that there have been so many times where I get a subscription or an app on my phone. I'm like, it's only $1.99 a month. It's totally fine. And the next thing you know, you're not using it. So go through all of your apps, go through all your subscriptions on your TV, on your computer, on your phone, on your magazine subscriptions, newspaper, if you still get those, and really decide, is this something that I want to keep? Is there a cheaper option? Do I have more than one of the same thing, like more than one app that tracks your weight, or more than one app that tracks a pregnancy, or an app that you used a long time ago for a different diet that you were doing that you're not doing that diet anymore, so you can cancel that subscription. So really go through and really decide if that's a subscription that you want to keep, or if it's one that you can just toss and then save some money as well. Number 2, of course, this is on the list, is decluttering your closet. I personally, like maybe 2 weeks ago, I needed new hangers, and I was like, you know what, we're out of hangers. I need to go on Amazon and buy some new hangers. And then I was like, you know what, no, Kelly, let's see how many hangers that we can free up from decluttering. So we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to have some hangers that we can use, and also we can declutter and get rid of things that no longer fit us, or ones that don't really fit well, that you just kind of like, this isn't very good. Maybe it has some stains on it, and maybe it just isn't a shirt they really like anymore. It's not your style anymore. Or you bought it on sale and you're like, when I lose 5 pounds, this is going to look so good. 15 pounds later, yeah, now I need to lose 15 pounds to make this shirt look good. Toss it. Also, underwear, socks. Do you have underwear that like the top is fraying, the lines are coming out, the strings are coming out? Toss those. Socks that are too worn, or we never got holes in our socks. I don't know how people get holes in their socks, but I've never ever had socks that have holes in them. But I do have ones that they're too worn on, they're not really comfy anymore, or they don't give me a lot of padding when I am doing exercise. So go through your socks, go through your underwear, really decide, is this something that needs to be replaced? Probably. Let's toss it and buy some new, refresh some new underwear and socks. Number 3 is toiletries and beauty supplies. Did you know that at the bottom of most beauty supplies or makeup, there's a little symbol on the bottom that'll tell you how long you're supposed to use that within opening it. So it may have 6 months or a year, 18 months, and that'll tell you, hey, you're supposed to use this product within that amount of time after you open it. I'll be honest, there is some skincare that I have been using off and on for years. Hate to admit it, but Like, I think to some, like, eyeshadow palettes, I'm like, I bought that when I started my channel 6 years ago, and I still use it off and on. And I'm like, yeah, that probably should go. There's probably bacteria in there that I don't want to think about. And I really need to go through and declutter a lot of my beauty supplies and really go through things that I barely ever use. If I have other palettes to do the same thing, I can condense them and really declutter and clean out my beauty supplies, clean up my skincare, or really set products. This is something that I've been trying to do, is only use one mascara, only use one liquid eyeliner, only use one tube of whatever until I get rid of it, and then go on to the next one. And the next one, rather than using one for a little bit or 5 that I alternate, because then the shelf life isn't as good, and it's just, you don't need that many tubes of whatever it is that you want to use. So really try and set a challenge to use up one product at a time. Once it's done, toss it, go on to the next, whether you have to buy or replace it, or just pull it out from a full drawer if you're like me that has a full drawer of beauty products, and just start in the new one rather than multiple at the same time. Number 4 is to declutter cats that are rascals and like to photobomb and steal the show of your YouTube videos. Just get rid of them. Just get rid of them. I'm just kidding. Say hello to Piper. Number 4 is medicine. Go through your medicine cabinet. If you are anything like me, you have medicine in there that you thought we were going to use up, or you bought it when it was on sale, or you bought it when you got a cold and you were like, all right, I'm going to save this for the next time I get a cold, and then it's been a long time, or whatever the case may be. But to go through your medicine cabinet, throw anything that's expired or about to be expired. If you're not going to use it in the next couple months, then just toss it and get rid of it. Clean out your medicine cabinet, really do it refresh so that you have fresh items, and make sure that you don't have a ton of medicine that's 4 years old and you're like, sure, it's still good. I can still use this, right? Is this good? Yeah, no? Yeah, let's just toss it. Number 5 is catalogs and magazines, especially at the end of the year. We get so many catalogs for Christmas gifts and this and that and magazines and just random stuff in the mail that we never even ordered, but it's time to declutter them. I love flipping through magazines. I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it brings back memories of my childhood, and my grandma always had those LTDs. You guys have those LTD magazines? I used to spend hours looking at LTD magazines and like folding down the corners of the things that I wanted, even though they were like way above my age range of what they were. I just thought they were so cool, or so like these gadgets and stuff. So I love looking through catalogs. I don't know what it is, but I just love flipping through catalogs. Get them out of your house, especially if they're going to trigger you to spend extra money. Just they don't need to be sitting on your coffee table. Next is books. I have 3 bookshelves in my house. One of them is in a room that we are transforming into an office. Then moving the old office is going to become the nursery. And so we have a lot of decluttering that we need to do between the office room, the front room that is going to become the office, and we have a lot of books. I have books in my studio here, and I need to really go through and be like, all right, what books have I read? Any books that I've read that I'm really honestly not going to go back to, let's get them out of here. Let's pass them on to someone else that could use them, or donate them to a library or a children's place or a church, or a different thing that you can donate them to, or even declutter them, get some money for them. But go through your books, declutter anything that you haven't read or that you're honestly never going to read. Just declutter it. Just free up some space. Number 7 is social media following. Do you have people on your social media that trigger you, or really you struggle with comparison, and every time they post this picture, like, yeah, I wish I had that, or I wish I looked like that, or why are they talking about that again, or you just don't vibe with them anymore? Unfollow them. It's totally okay. Or you can even mute them. So say you still want to support them, but they trigger you into spending more money, and you still want to support them, you still want to, support them, but you just want to unfollow them or mute them so that you're not getting those posts in your feed. Or even family members. I'll be honest, this is full transparency here, especially around election time. I have some very opinionated family members and coworkers that are very opinionated, very my way or the highway, and very strong in the way that they come off. And I love that snooze for 30 days button on Facebook. Oh, when that time is coming, when that time, I see one post, I'm like, snooze for 30 days. 30 days comes up. Is it back to normal? Yep. Okay. Awesome. Nope. We're going to snooze for another 30 days. I don't want to defriend them. I still want to see family pictures or whatever over the years, or maybe they're a close family member. You don't want to unfriend your, close family member, but that snooze for 30 days button. Oh, it's beautiful. Especially around those high political times or high times of controversy or different things like that, where you're just like, all right, I can't deal with this right now. Or maybe they're going through something that is hard for you. Maybe they're going through a pregnancy and you struggle with infertility. And you're like, you know what? I love them. They're big in my life, but it's really hard for me to see those posts right now. That may be something that you need to snooze for 30 days. So really go through your social media following, unfollow people that you don't connect with anymore, and then maybe snooze some people that need to be snoozed. Number 8 is your pantry. Do you have some items that are expired or just too many items of duplicates and just clutter that you're never going to eat this food, you bought it, or someone gave it to you and you're like, yeah, I'm never going to eat this. If it's not expired, let's donate it. If it is expired, get it in the garbage. Don't eat it. One thing to really look at is baked goods like baking powder or spices or cake mixes, different things like that, where you're like, this would be great to have on hand. I want to always have this on hand in case something comes up. I can make it, but next thing you know, it expired in like 2019. You're like, yeah, those years went by really quick. So let's get it out. So spices, baked goods, anything like that, go through your pantry, organize it. I really need to do this myself, and yeah, we need to do some organization. I can't fit new things in my pantry because it's so full right now and just cluttered and just kind of thrown in there. So organize it, make it look pretty, and it'll really lower that stress level, especially when you bring home groceries from the grocery store. Side note with that, always, always, always check your pantry, check your fridge, check your freezer before going to the grocery store when you're making your list, so that you're not buying duplicates and you're not buying things that you already have on hand. You want to clean that out and to not buy duplicates. That's a great way to save some money. So there's a little saving money hack right there. Next is cooking utensils, Tupperware, any of those household kitchen items that you have duplicates of. Like, do you really need 7 spatulas? I know I love spatulas, and the rubber spatulas, I have a few of them because when I'm baking, I want, ones for different things. But do I really need all of them that I have, or ones that the rubber is kind of frayed off and it's not really the best quality? Get rid of it. Or Tupperware that doesn't have the matching lid, and go through, take some time, match all your Tupperware, and then get rid of anything that doesn't have a matching lid or matching bottom and toss it. Just really go through and make sure you have everything organized in a lid, in a container for everything, and you'll be golden. Number 10 is charging cords. Go through all of your cords, go through everything, and really toss out things that you don't need anymore. We still have MacBook charging cables from the long time ago when they were like that longer MacBook charging cable before they came out with the lightning one, or not the lightning, it's like USB-C or whatever it's called. But those, we don't even use those computers anymore. Why do we need a charging cable? Get rid of those. Get rid of old devices that you don't need cables to anymore. Or if you have cables coming in or new cables, go through and label them so that you know, hey, this is what it is. Put a little piece of tape on it so you can label it. Or if it's not something like a lightning cable where you know what it is, or not a USB-C cable or whatever it is, you know what it is. You don't have to label those, but ones that are weird shapes, label those cords so that anytime in the future, you know exactly what it is, you know exactly what it goes to, and if you still have that device or not. Number 11 is organize your junk drawer. Go through your junk drawer. I'm sure that there are random things in there that you don't need anymore, and it's something that you can just declutter and get rid of and just have it nice and organized. It doesn't have to be in drawer organizers or those little organized containers, but just having things that you use in there and not just extra papers or receipts or clutter. Yeah, get rid of some of that stuff. Number 12 is craft supplies. Were you one of the many people that were starting a new craft in the pandemic and were like, all right, I'm going to be crafty now. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to start this new hobby and I need to buy all the supplies to do this hobby. Are you still doing it? Yeah, no? Can we declutter some of that stuff? There's projects that I started years ago that I thought was going to take off and I was going to start an Etsy shop or whatever it was. And I still have like gallons of Mod Podge that it's probably very, very, very expired. That's taking up space in my garage that I just need to throw out. Let's be honest. So go through any craft supplies that you have. Anything that is not in good quality anymore or that you're never going to use, just get rid of it. Number 13 is go through your freezer. Do you have food that you don't even know what it was anymore? Or was that pork chops or is that chicken thigh? I can't tell what that is. Yeah, that's quite freezer burn. Yeah, we're just gonna toss that. So go through your freezer. Also, I have a freezer inventory printable that you can use to go through your freezer, so that way you know what you have on hand. Maybe have it up on your freezer or in your fridge at all times, so that you can go through it and say, okay, this is what we have. We have no clue what to make for lunches this week or dinners this week. Let's look at this printable and see what we have in hand and be like, oh, you know what? I can make this. I can make that. That would be a great meal prep that I can use. And go through your freezer so that nothing goes to waste and all the stuff is staying good quality and not getting freezer burn. Number 14 is flat surfaces. So what I mean by this is that little corner on your kitchen counter or the little space at the end of your dining room table. Do you guys do that as well? We have a long 8-foot dining room table, and then the very end is just kind of gets cluttered with like papers and stuff, you know. Mail that I need to go through or bills that I need to pay or things that I need to file away that are really important that need to be filed, but I want to bring out the filing cabinet. I don't want to go through it now. Go through those flat surfaces. Go through, declutter them, put everything away, and really just make a project of it to go through once a week or once a month and saying, all right, we're going to put all this stuff away. If I don't have a spot for it, just going to get thrown out. Number 15 is go through your holiday decor that you don't love. I went through this Christmas, and as I was pulling things out, there were some things that I had just collected over the year because they were gifts or on sale or a great deal. And I'm like, you know what? That's not very cute. Like, for one thing that we had was the star Christmas tree topper that we had, and it honestly looked kind of cheap. It probably was really cheap, and I was like, I don't really like this. I think it takes away from the tree. It doesn't really match my theme of the tree, and so I ended up buying a burlap ribbon that I put as our tree topper, and I was like, all right, you know what, this other tree topper, let's just toss it. I like this better. And so go through things that you don't really love or that are broken or just taking up space. I know that we have 3 huge bins of Christmas decor, and sometimes you just need to declutter and really just weed through what you like and what you don't like. Let's keep the conversation going. If you want to know some ways to save money on your groceries, check out this video here. And if you want some savings challenges, some ways to keep yourself motivated while you're saving money, printable that you can color in to stay motivated, including a free printable, check out this video here.